Every single day, millions of people around the world get paid to do tiny, repetitive digital jobs. They're the ones teaching artificial intelligence how to see, how to read, and how to make sense of our world. They are the invisible workforce, the human engine inside the machine, training the systems that might one day drive our cars, diagnose our diseases, and run our economies. They're the ghost workers, the essential, uncredited foundation of the entire AI revolution. Look, here's the catch. They are also training their own replacements. And no, this isn't science fiction. This is the great, unspoken paradox of our time. We are all diligently, meticulously building the very technology that could make human work obsolete. It raises a terrifying question. What happens when there are no jobs left for us to do? Part 1. The revelation, the invisible army. To get a handle on our future, you first need to understand the hidden present. That sleek, brilliant AI that suggests your next movie or translates your conversations didn't just wake up smart. It was taught. And its teachers are a massive, global, and mostly invisible army of AI micro-workers. Platforms like Amazon Mechanical Turk, Clickworker, and Appen are hubs for this, distributing millions of tiny tasks, or micro-gigs, to a crowd of online workers. These tasks are the building blocks of AI. A worker in the Philippines might spend their day drawing boxes around cars in traffic footage, teaching a self-driving AI what a car looks like. A worker in Kenya could be transcribing audio clips to help a voice assistant pick up on different accents. Someone in India might be moderating content, labeling hate speech or violent images so AI can learn to filter it out. Every click, every tag, every single transcription is another piece of data that refines an algorithm, making it smarter and faster. It's called data labeling, and it's the absolute lifeblood of the AI industry. But there's a dark side to this digital assembly line. These aren't cushy, high-paying tech jobs. Workers often make just pennies per task, with zero job security, no benefits, and no one to turn to if a payment doesn't come through. They are the blue-collar laborers of our digital world, grinding through monotonous, demanding work under intense pressure. Some even have to view traumatic content for hours without any psychological support. They are, quite literally, the ghosts in the machine, absolutely essential for its creation, but completely erased from the final product. And this brings us to a really brutal paradox. These millions of people are being paid to build the very systems designed to eventually do their jobs, and then everyone else is, without getting tired, without complaining, and without a salary. They're the construction crew for a world that might not have a place for them in it. Part 2. The consequence, the end of work as we know it. For a long time, we were told automation was coming for repetitive, manual jobs on a factory floor. But the story of the micro-worker is a flashing red light for all of us, because that same logic is now being aimed at nearly every single profession. The strategy of breaking a complex job into tiny, trainable tasks isn't just for data labeling anymore. It's coming for middle-class, white-collar careers. A Goldman Sachs report warns that generative AI could impact 300 million full-time jobs globally. Now, impacted doesn't mean eliminated. For many, it means their job will change, and AI will become more of a co-worker. But the displacement is real. The World Economic Forum projected that by 2025, tens of millions of jobs would be displaced by the ongoing technological shift. And it's already happening. In 2025, major companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and IBM announced thousands of layoffs, citing restructuring and a strategic shift towards AI as key drivers. Think about the jobs we used to think were safe. A financial analyst creating reports can now be outmatched by an AI that rips through thousands of documents in seconds. A paralegal researching case law can be assisted, or even replaced, by an AI that scored in the 90th percentile on the bar exam. Administrative assistants, copywriters, customer service agents, even software coders, are watching their core tasks get automated at a dizzying speed. This isn't just a few roles disappearing, it's a fundamental rewiring of the job market. And while many argue that new jobs will pop up to take their place, there's a nagging fear that they won't appear fast enough, or that they'll demand skills that the displaced workforce just doesn't have. This forces us to ask the most profound question of our time. What happens when the automation wave doesn't just stop at the shore? What does society even look like when the last human job is finally, efficiently, automated away? It's a future that makes us think about some uncomfortable scenarios. A world without work could mean mass unemployment, with economic power funneled into the hands of the very few who own the AI. It could spark a massive identity crisis, where our sense of purpose, so often tied to what we do for a living, is just gone. This isn't just an economic problem, it's a deeply human one. We're automating the economy at full speed, but we have no real plan for the people being left behind. The paradox that started with a single micro worker now applies to all of us. We are engineering our own obsolescence, one algorithm at a time. Part 3. The crossroads: man versus machine or man with machine? That vision of the future is pretty bleak, but it's not a done deal. The story of robots taking every job is dramatic, but it's also a little too simple. The truth is, we're at a crossroads, and the path we choose is still up to us. The machines aren't writing the future of work. We are, with the decisions we're making right now. The main alternative to the replacement story is augmentation, the idea that AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without it. For a lot of jobs, AI is becoming an incredibly powerful tool, not a replacement. It can handle the boring, repetitive parts of a job, which frees up people to focus on what we do best: solving complex problems, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and real creativity. Imagine a doctor using AI to analyze medical scans with superhuman accuracy, giving them more time to actually talk to patients. Or an architect using AI to generate thousands of building designs in minutes, freeing them up to focus on the creative vision. This kind of human-machine teamwork is already creating jobs we couldn't have dreamed of a decade ago, like AI trainers, ethics auditors, and system supervisors. The goal isn't to get rid of the human, it's to level them up. But getting to this more optimistic future will require a huge societal shift. It means we have to completely rethink education and invest a ton of money into training programs to get the workforce ready for an AI-powered world. It also means we need to have a serious talk about big ideas like universal basic income, to create a safety net for people whose jobs will inevitably disappear. This isn't something individuals can solve on their own, it's a collective challenge. Because let's be real, some jobs are going to disappear. A recent MIT study found that while the vast majority of jobs aren't yet cheap enough to automate, the costs of AI are dropping fast. As the tech gets better, the financial incentive to automate will only get stronger. We can't just ignore the displacement that's coming. We have to choose how to respond. We can either try to compete with machines in a race we're destined to lose, or we can use them as a springboard to redefine what work even means. Conclusion: we started this journey with the invisible worker, paid to meticulously train their own replacement. But in a way, we are all that worker now. Every time you use an AI, every time you feed it data, you're helping build our collective future. We're creating the most powerful tool in human history, but we still haven't agreed on what we want it to build. The question is no longer if AI will change the world, but how. Will we create a future of mass displacement and concentrated wealth, or one of human augmentation and shared prosperity? The technology itself doesn't have an agenda. The outcome will depend entirely on the values we decide to build into it. So as we continue to architect our own replacements, we have to ask ourselves a huge question. What are we asking them to build? What's your vision for an AI-powered future? Let us know in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tech challenges, future experiments, and real talk from TechWave 65.